received a call that said that she was not going to be able to be here because she is in trial. So what we've done is we are going to continue with the same format, but it will only take 15 minutes. We're going to give Ms. Cothrun 3 minutes to make her opening statement. I'm going to ask some questions. She'll have 2 minutes to respond to each question, and then she'll have 3 minutes for her opening statement.
I call head. I call head. I believe that he's like a first.
Do you want to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Good afternoon. My name is, that's not afternoon. Good morning. My name is Sherri Cothrun. I am the Democratic candidate for the 311 Family Law Court. I'd like to thank the Family Lawyers for Good Judges for sponsoring this seminar. I think it's very important. I also just want to make a comment to all the judges and judicial candidates that are still here. You know, this is a hard thing to do, to run for office. It is, I just noticed this morning, when I was getting these bags in my eyes, it ages you, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress. You're trying to do your practice or continue to sit on the bench while you're campaigning. It's not an easy task, so I want to thank the other candidates and the judges for their service and their wanting to serve the Harris County families and the efforts that they also make in trying to do that. I think they deserve some applause. So I've been practicing family law for 30 years. I'm board certified in family law. I'm a member of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers. I've been involved in Gulf Coast Specialists and the Texas Academy of Family Law Specialists, the Houston Bar Association, all that good stuff. I've been a litigator, a mediator, an arbitrator, an amicus, and an litem for children over the years. So I've pretty much done everything except I have not been appointed in a CPS case. Just not something that I ever did. So other than that, I think I have a very wide legal experience and knowledge. I also am, this is my 3rd time running for judge. I don't know what that says about my personality. Am I stubborn? Am I persistent? Sherri White would say I'm persistent, right, Judge? And I would agree with her on that. But I also am a person in my 2nd marriage, which means that I had a failed 1st marriage, and I understand the pain and the journey of going through divorce. I'm happily married to my 2nd husband, Dave Arts, for the last 17 years, and I helped raise his sons, Zach and Sam, who are now, they were 9 and 11 when we married, they're now 26 and 28. They're college graduates, they have jobs, they don't live at home, and they have sweet girlfriends. What can you say? I think we did a good job. Those are also reasons why I think I bring these life experiences to the family law court that will also be helpful in assessing these cases, because I've been a stepmother, I've been a wife, I've been a professional, I've been a family law lawyer, so I think I have both professional and life experience that qualify me for this position.
Ms. Cothrun, what specific ideas do you have for improving the court that currently exists?
Well, I have a lot of ideas. One of them is that I think that the courts need to represent the diversity of our county far more than they do. So one of my ideas and one of the commitments that I've made in every screening that I've had is that I am committed to appoint a Hispanic, Spanish-speaking associate judge. I think it's very important that we have more Spanish-speaking and hopefully Vietnamese-speaking clerks. I'd like to work with the district clerk in recruiting those individuals who are bilingual in that manner, so that the parties who come before the court who speak those languages can have some help in that court. And also walk into that court and need to see someone who looks like them, which I think is very important. I would appoint an associate judge that I would trust and believe in and has experience, and allow that associate judge to hear and rule and sign on every case permissible for associate judges to do so. to move the cases through the courts in a quicker rate. And I would change how the appointment system is done, which has been discussed quite a bit here today. And most of what has been said, I would agree with the other candidates.
Do you or will you have in place an auditing procedure for attorney's fee cost bills that are paid for with taxpayer dollars?
Well, I think it will be difficult to have that per court. There does need to be, I think what's been exposed lately is a systematic problem in how these cases are being billed. So we need to challenge that systematic problem. And having each individual court do that, I don't think is going to be the answer, because a lawyer could be in different courts handling different things. Simply computerizing the voucher system through the district clerk or county auditors may be an answer, so that you can't be double billing. You can't be billing 32 hours a day, for example, and that can be done by a computer system. Another option is the Harris County Defense, Criminal Defense, or the criminal courts have what's called the Fair Defense Act, which limits the number of hours that court-appointed attorneys can charge per day. That might be something that could be utilized across the board in appointments. And finally, there is a public defender's office here in Harris County now, and adding more staff to the public defender's office, allowing them to participate in more of these cases. They're on the appointment list, my understanding is of the 3/14th. So utilizing that service may also be a benefit.
What will be your policy on you or your associate judge's spouse, significant other, or family member taking a case in your court?
One of the most important canons of the Code of Judicial Ethics is to avoid the appearance of impropriety and to maintain and entrust the integrity of the courts to the public. Having a spouse or a significant other practicing your court would be problematic. Having that spouse or significant other also accepting cases that are already in that court, seeking a transfer out of that court is also problematic. It affects the other side, the litigants on the other side, and one side just doesn't like what the judge is, how the judge is ruling, so to hire that judge's significant other or spouse or former law partner to remove the case is, in my view, not an ethical way to practice law.
What would be your policy on instant or drug and alcohol testing?
I have it under the correct set of circumstances. I mean, sometimes it's, depending on the testimony, I'm sure that there are occasions when it seems perfectly clear that needs to happen. And not saying go away and in 48 hours go to some testing center, or in 24 hours some go to some testing center. A lot can happen with, shall we say, specimens in that period of time. It would be, if the court thought it was important to know that, it certainly would be better if it was done instantaneously.
And luckily, thanks to Mrs. Cothrun's brief answers, I'm going to be able to squeeze in one more question before we're final. And this is a question from the audience. Do you believe it is possible to separate law from politics? Do you believe it is possible to separate law from politics?
Yes, I do. But here's the deal. We all come from, I've run 3 times, as I mentioned, and I can't remember one person coming up to me in 3 election cycles and saying, I really think the way we select judges is perfect. It's just not happening. But it is the way we do it. And because there's so many benches, I think there's 50 contested benches this year, but there are more benches on than the ticket we have. How is the individual voter who is not involved in our system as we are going to have the time or take the time to research all those people? And the short answer is they affiliate with the party they affiliate with. They are making the assumption that the candidates on that party slate share the same values that they do. And that's pretty much how this works. The top of the ticket usually drives the election results at the bottom of the ticket. Once you are on the bench, does politics matter? I don't think so. I agree with Judge Dean. I don't think that judges look out. I've often been asked if I have Republican support in this election in particular. And my answer is I'm not sure, because in our daily discourse as lawyers and me as a mediator, I don't ask you what your political party or person's views are. You don't know, well, you know what mine are, I have to tell you. But, I mean, you know that I'm a Democrat. But it's not a part of how we do business in the courthouse is by party. So I think that hopefully once a judge is elected, that partisanship is not present in the courtroom. That would be the ultimate goal.
Thank you. And now we're going to bring in Ms. Franklin.
I don't know what else to say, y'all. It's a very interesting race. I've never had a race like this before. I don't think anyone has. It took 9 months for me to find out who my opponent was going to be. And so here I have an opponent who's in the news, and there are questions about some decisions that she has made, choices that she has made, that I think are important for the voters to know about before they go to the polls. The voters will be the judge of the severity of those choices. And I hope that what comes from this, it's all bigger than my race. It is a bigger story than about money and vouchers. It's a story about families and children who are neglected, abused, and indigent parents whose rights are sought to be terminated, and their representation and the quality of that representation. That is really the real story about this whole thing. And maybe shedding light on this now, while the voters are paying attention, will continue after the election. Whether I win or lose, I will commit to this. This system must change. And I will be a part of changing it, whether I'm a judge or I'm being a family law attorney. Thank you.